Hello guys, my name is Not.musician guy or new muzikant, as the name of the channel is. So today, instead of playing some music for you and making some musical video for you, I decided to talk a bit. So during last month, I've been asked many times about what gear do I use, or about my opinions about the first guitar for you that you can take and buy and learn to play your favorite songs. So this video, I decided to make this video to answer all these questions. So let's start from the gear I use for making my videos. The first guitar that I am going to show you is this Epiphone Les Paul Studio Lite. This one, I think it's the cheapest guitar in the lineup of the Epiphone, of the Les Paul shaped guitars. So what is so interesting about that guitar? First of all, I always felt in love with the guitars of the Les Paul shape, because many of the bands that I'm listening to and I enjoy their music a lot, they are playing the guitars like this. For example, Trivium, Matt Heafy is playing his Epiphone. The white Epiphone is gorgeous. Yeah, come on. The second group that I can give you an example is In Flames and Bjorn Gilotta, one of my favorites guitarists who play also the Les Paul shaped guitars. So the shape is pretty convenient for playing, and especially for playing while standing. Of course, in my practice, I used some of the other guitars, for example, Fender Stratocaster. But to be honest, I'm too Les Paul guy. Too Les Paul guy. So that's it. What else should be said about that guitar? That first of all, you can buy it as your very first guitar. It's not so expensive as some real Gibson Les Paul guitars can be. But you should be ready for one simple thing. So these guys, these two pickups, the neck pickup and bridge pickup, I replaced them almost after I bought the guitar, because original ones that were installed here, the Zebra coils, I think they called, they were not so good. They gave pretty decent quality of sound, but since I am some metal guy and I love to play different kind of music, but especially metal and heavy metal, I thought that it would be really good if I will find something else, but I did not want to replace the whole guitar. So basically I solved the problem for myself. I bought just another pair of pickups. They made from by the EMG company. That one at the neck position is called EMG 85, and that one at the bridge position called EMG 81. So they are different a bit. They give different quality of sound, but in the mix, when you are playing, for example, rhythm, you can use the bridge position, and your sound will be really heavy and full of attack. But when you want to play some solos, you can enable your neck pickup and start playing your solos, and solo will be in the mix, will sound like above of the rhythm. So they give you different quality of sound, and since these both pickups, they are active ones, they require additional the source of power. So prepare for yourself to put some batteries. And since original Epiphone Les Paul uh, is sold with the passive pickups, keep in mind that if you will be like me and will replace your original Zebra coils to something like these two active pickups, you will need to change these guys too. So all the electronics was replaced just to make it possible to play with these powerful pickups. But you all saw my videos, and you all now know how these guys can sound. So they are pretty good. Next guitar that I'm constantly using in my videos and my guitar playing is this semi-acoustic, semi-electric Fender Newporter. First of all, the view of the guitar is gorgeous for me. This uh, dark red colors, they are just awesome. But what is really awesome in that guitar that it sounds really good. You have I don't know how to explain that without giving you a guitar to play, but you are enjoying when you are playing. You are just enjoying this instrument, the way how you touch the strings and so on, how what feedback it gives you and so on. So the instrument is really good, and what is really good for that kind of guitar is that it contains the embedded tuner. So if you are lost and don't know how to set up your guitar, you just can use the internal tuner that it has. And the next thing that I am really appreciating that instrument is that since it is a semi acoustic guitar, you can just plug it into the some audio interface and record some music that you can play. Okay, so the next guitar I'm using is the bass guitar. So the fifth string bass guitar is made by the company called Schecter. This model called C5 SGR, if I remember right. So that guitar I'm using in its default state. So I didn't replace these pickups because they sound pretty decent for me, and basically it is enough for me to learn how to play bass guitar and for recording some videos or recording some of the music for you. The guitar is pretty heavy and it is really tall if you are going to compare it with the other guitars, but since it's bass, it's fifth string bass, come on, you can play everything you want using this bass. What should I say also about that guitar? So it is pretty cheap. It's just located on an entry level of the bass guitar world, I must say. But the guitar is pretty awesome. So yeah. Next, I must say something about not an instrument, but something that I'm also using a lot during my videos creation or practicing some guitar playing and so on. So the first thing that I was using a lot during my videos, maybe during the previous year, but not the last month, is that heavy and big guy. So come on, boy. Yeah, that one. So his name is Boss Katana MK50. This is a 50 watt cabinet along with the head. Here's a digital one, not the lamped one or another technology. I don't remember how it's called. It doesn't even matter. What is really matter is that this guy sounds really good. So before I bought this Boss Katana MK50, I was using the small one, which is called, let me remember, Fender Champion 10G, I think, like this. And that was, it doesn't even matter that it was 5 times less power. It gave you 5 times less power than this one. What is really important that Fender Fender cabinets are sound with their own specific, Fender specific feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but when you will try any of the Fender cabinets, you will understand that. So Fender sound is pretty good, but maybe not for me. Maybe not for the metal guys or something like that. So I sold this Fender 10G, Champion 10G, and decided to buy something else. I remember that maybe 20 years ago, when I only was starting to play a guitar for the first times, I remember this Boss pedals called like Metal Zone or something like that, and they were pretty popular in my region, in Russia. So I remember that Boss was a really good company that producing these tools for musicians. So I decided to try something from them, and it turned out that in modern days, nowadays, there are a lot of musicians who are using digital heads and digital things along with the cabinets. So I decided to try it, and it turned out that Katana can be a perfect choice. What I really love about this guy, about this Katana, is that beside of the effects that it can give you out of the box, you can connect it with your laptop and just configure anything you want. Every sound you can imagine can be configured using the special tool called Boss Katana Studio or something like that. I don't remember. But if you want to have a sound like Tim Henson from Polyphia does, you can just connect this guy to the laptop, put a couple of how to say composers, not composers, containers. You can put a couple of effects on your audio, and it will give you a sound like Tim Henson. And if you want to have a Slipknot sound, you can just add additional effects and so on, and it will give you the pretty decent heavy sound that maybe not will be 100% equal like Slipknot has, but that will be pretty close. So I personally use this guy for practicing, but maybe not for producing videos during last months, because the next item I'm going to show you, I'm using it a lot while I'm composing some music for videos and not only. Okay, the next item on my list is that red box. This red box called Focusrite Scarlett. It is a third generation of the Scarlett series, Scarlett Solo series, made by Focusrite company, and this is an external audio interface. So what I really appreciate in this Focusrite is that you have a choice between two ports. You can plug in your instrument like one of these guitars behind me, or you can plug in the external microphone like I'm using right now. So I'm talking here to this microphone, and it is connected to this external audio interface. Using this audio interface for input sound and for outputting sound simultaneously, you will have pretty small lag between the input and output, even with some of the having some effects on your audio and so on. So I'm using it for recording my videos. When I record my videos, I'm usually using my iPhone camera application, but also my instrument is connected, plugged into this red box, and I'm recording this audio to the Logic Pro on my laptop, and then I'm just creating some video by matching the audio made by this red box and the one that is recorded within the video. So basically that's it. What I wanted to say to you is that all of these toys that I have, all of these instruments, all of these red box, Focusrite, Scarlett Solo, or this microphone, they are pretty cheap. So they are almost on entry level, of the industry standard and so on, and you know, you can check the quality of sound, you can check the quality of everything. If you are like me and you are not a musician, you just want to play some music for you, maybe for your friends and for your family, and to the world, to show your skills to the world, you can use even cheap equipment and gear. Keep in mind also one thing. So since all of you were asking me about what guitar, what instrument should you should buy as the first guitar, as your very first guitar, and you should know that there is no answer like this. So it all a matter of preference and the money that you can spend on it. So keep in mind about one thing. So before you will make a choice, keep in mind that simple thing. The professional musician will be a good player no matter on which instrument he is playing, and vice versa. If you don't know how to play guitar, if you don't know how to play, how to give a quality sound, you will sound pretty bad on each of the instrument, on expensive ones and on entry ones. So just go to the shop, to the local music shop, try to play on any of guitars you can afford, and just pick one of them that you like a lot, that you like how it sounds, how it looks, and so on. And just start practicing. So remember this simple thing, that the practice makes perfect. It doesn't matter what of the instrument you will use. Practice, that will make a professional from you. So it was a naughty musician guy with you. I hope you will like that video. If not, it's your problem, not mine. So have a nice day, guys.